blessings of God never leave your shore. Forevermore, Guyana, may the blessings of God.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
You're listening to us right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. My name is Joshua Van Slykeman. A very good day to you and welcome to your Friday, January 13th, 2023 main newscast. Let's get to the news in details. Guyana's shipping, transport and harbour industry is expected to face increased pressure as ExxonMobil Corporation ramps up activities to develop resources in the Stabroek Block. This forewarning was noted in the environmental impact assessment for Exxon's fifth project. That development is expected to produce 1.3 billion barrels of oil from the Uara field. Exxon's subsidiary Esso was keen to note that as activities increase in the oil sector, the shipping industry will face increased burdens, especially when one considers its inefficiencies in the legislative framework and overall governance. Further to this, Exxon noted at its EIA that the lack of a coordinated approach in the ports has resulted in all operators producing their own equipment and employing their own laborers. In other news, it was only last Wednesday that quote-unquote quick response and diligent work by the Guyana Fire Service reportedly saved Christ Church Secondary School from being burnt down. But this week, firefighters could not prevent it. Yesterday, fire reportedly erupted close to 17 hours. When Kaieteur arrived at the scene, firefighters were already there, but the entire building was engulfed in flames. The blaze was so intense that onlookers scattered for cover to avoid the heat. Multiple explosions were heard as the burning wood continued to fall from the building. It is unclear at this time as to what might have ignited the massive blaze. However, 8 days ago when the first fire erupted there, it was reported that it started in the school's science lab. Suriname's President, Chandrika Persad Chan Santoki, acknowledging that Guyana and Suriname are blessed with billions of proven oil and gas resources, said that with good management, both countries will be able to jumpstart their economies to a new level of development. The Surinamese leader was at the time addressing the inaugural session of Global Investors Summit 2023, which is being held in India. Santoki explained that Suriname stands on the cusp of promising development in the oil and gas industry. Both countries are now in the limelight, owing to the billions of proven barrels of oil discovered in their basins. While Suriname has a more favorable contract and will be better able to benefit from its natural resources, Guyana has signed on to a lopsided PSA with ExxonMobil. The PPP government is adamant that it will not renegotiate the Exxon deal. The assault of a teacher attached to the Graham's Hall Primary School on the east coast of Demerara on Thursday triggered a countrywide protest by the country's educators, even as another teacher was brutally beaten by parents at a city school. Teachers in Region 2, 4, 6, and 9, just to name a few, wore black on Thursday in solidarity of Sir Sean Marshall, who was assaulted by a parent in the Graham's Hall school compound. However, While the teachers were protesting at that school, a female educator attached to the St. Angela's Primary School was beaten at the hand of a female parent. It is unclear what would have caused the attack, but in a video footage of the altercation, the parent is seen barging into the school's compound and went upstairs in the school, where she launched her attack on the teacher. This is your main newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. We will return after the messages. Stay with us.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Boost your sales with BOGO offer. Get double the radio ads in January when you advertise with Kaieteur Radio. Buy one, get one free. Contact us today on 226-7455 to discuss our advertising packages.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. 4 contractors have submitted bids to repair the Berbice High Court's roof and ceiling, which is estimated to cost $9.3 million. The procuring entity for the project is the Supreme Court of Judicature, and in the 2022 national budget, the government had allocated some $3 billion for the judiciary to expand on a number of projects. The Commonwealth Secretariat is urging its member countries to secure money to restore the ocean's floor at the end of the economic life of oil and gas projects in order to avoid taxpayers having to foot the bill. The Commonwealth Secretariat recently published a particle guide which is aimed at helping its member countries in the oil and gas industry to manage costly oil and gas decommissioning activities. The process of restoring the ocean's floor when oil and gas project has come to an end is called decommissioning. Decommissioning involves the safe plugging and abandoning of oil wells, removal of structures, and restoration of the surrounding areas. We highlighted the Commonwealth Secretariat cautioning its members of the uncertainty of decommissioning costs, which can result in a price tag easily moving from US millions to US billions. There has been an increase in the number of overseas birth application. Registrar of the General Registry Office, Raymond Cummins, revealed on Thursday. Cummins said that more than 2,000 overseas registrations were recorded last year and believes that this is because of Guyana's rapid economic transformation. He said that the majority of these applications are coming from persons residing in the United States, United Kingdom, and countries in the Caribbean. Cummins believes that the local content legislation passed in 2021 is helping persons to understand the value of maintaining their Guyanese connections. Persons who wish to apply for a birth certificate can utilize the online platform. Certificates will be available within 5 days following application. Farmers from Aichuni, a village located in the interior part of Region 10 on Tuesday, sought the government's assistance with expanding their cultivation, while some own and operate small farms to sustain their families. Many persons in the village are now engaged in the large-scale production of a variety of fruits and vegetables. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa visited the village to meet farmers and discuss how the government can assist with ramping up production. This is in keeping with the government's and CARICOM's efforts to reduce the regional import bill by 25% by the end of 2025. And finally, at this time, Army Chief Brigadier Godfrey Best on Tuesday assured that the heavily military presence will be maintained at all of Guyana's borders with Venezuela to monitor movements between the two countries. The GDF's Chief of Staff was at the time meeting with newly appointed Venezuelan ambassador to Guyana, Carlos Amador Perez Silva, during a courtesy call at GDF's conference room. The government has always had some military present at its borders with Venezuela, but the severe economic crisis in the neighboring country has caused thousands of Venezuelans to flee. Hundreds of Venezuelans entered Guyana almost every month, and it has caused a massive increase in the movements at the country's borders. During the courtesy call, Best told the Venezuelan ambassador that the Guyana government will continue to provide humanitarian assistance to the Venezuelan immigrants. However, it has been highlighted by the local press that with the increase of movement at the borders, criminal and illegal activities have been increasing too, and this has prompted the government to increase its military presence at these locations. And just before we wrap things up, it is time for us to turn our attention to the page 7 of the Kaieteur News, dedicated to being blunt. Today's edition is titled A Little Fine Hustle. The man caught with ganja said that time's hard. If that man's smoking, he has his right. Time's hard, and the only people having it good are the PPP top dogs and big fish. A little fine hustling is how Guyanese try to combat hard times. This citizen, like many others, is hurting, crying, doing everything to cope. Will the president denounce him as a naysayer, an unbeliever? And with that, we've come to the end of your main newscast for today, Friday, January 13th, 2022. For these stories and much more, head across to our website at www.kaieteurnewsonline.com, and of course follow us on Facebook, Instagram at Kaieteur Radio, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Kaieteur Radio. Have a great day, everybody.